know why for this video. I was like, let me sit on the floor. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey if you're new here, and I mostly make bookish content. So for today's video, you've seen the title, so you kind of already know what we're going to be going over, but we're going to be going over my Kindle, specifically my Kindle TBR. I've had my Kindle now for almost a year. Yeah, I think I got this a little bit before my birthday last year, so I got it in May. So yeah, I've almost had this Kindle for a year now, and I am still obsessed with it. I completely love my Kindle so much. This is what we're working with on the back, little stickers I got. I did have a pop socket here, but I just got a new clear case because the old case did get messed up. So I just have to get another pop socket to put right on there. Otherwise, I completely am still in love with my Kindle. And yeah, I usually pop the pop socket on here. So I may get a couple more stickers, but as of right now, I'm still loving all the stickers, like the whole little sticker situation going on here. I'm in love with it. And of course, another thing, if you're new here, I am a mom. So you will hear my kids in the background. They're just in the other room, chasing each other, doing what siblings do. So you're gonna hear them in the background. It is what it is. But yeah, so I might get a couple more stickers here for my Kindle and then put my pop socket right back there. So I would say when I think of my Kindle, I don't think I have any cons really when it comes to my Kindle. The battery life is insane. I think one time I went like a whole month without charging it. So there's a bunch of pros. I would say maybe the price, but again, like the battery life is insane. So the price is not that bad at all. When you get Kindle Unlimited, there are a lot of books on Kindle Unlimited that you can get too. A lot of times I have physical books and I'll just end up downloading them because they're on Kindle Unlimited so that I can like always be reading it. Like I always have multiple forms of the same book so that I can read. I don't know if that's like necessarily the best thing, but yeah, we do have multiple forms of the same book a lot of times. Currently what I'm reading on my Kindle is The 7-Year Slip, and I am almost done with this book. I'm 50% in, and this I did actually buy. This is not on Kindle Unlimited, unfortunately. When you look at it like this, because I'm reading this book, this is what the cover looks like. At first, when I purchased it with ads, not thinking anything of it, but then I started seeing some of the ads, and I take this to work with me, and so I was like, I'm gonna need you to remove the ads. And I actually was able to contact Amazon and tell them like, hey, the ads you put here are not really like appropriate for like work, because like some covers, like for some romances it would be like the half-naked man, and I'm like, I don't need people at work seeing that like ad when they look at my Kindle. Because one time when the doctors actually did look and see, and he was like, oh, that's what you're reading, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I'm reading something else. I very much like discreet covers, and I very much like that they were really like, they answered me very quickly, and they were like, we're gonna just remove the ads for you. So right now I don't have any ads on here, but I think that is one thing, that is one con, is when you do buy it with the ads, you're not gonna have discreet covers. It's gonna be covers of half-naked men. It's gonna be covers where you're just like, really of all the covers for your ad, you chose that one. So I guess that would be a con, is be mindful of when you're purchasing it with ads. But again, like I said, Amazon was really great, and they just removed it for me for free when I explained the situation to them via chat. So really, again, no cons to the Kindle. Starting the covers here, and I'm gonna go look at my library to go over my Kindle TBR. So let's go to my library. I have a couple racks. First one here, or I have a couple things on my TBR that I want to read. The first one here is The Teacher, and this is by Frida McFadden, and this is a thriller, and this is actually on Kindle Unlimited. So all of these books, except for the 7-year split, which I mentioned right now, and I'm not really going to go into detail because I'm currently reading it. So I'm going over the books on my Kindle that I have not read and I need to read. So therefore, my Kindle TBR. So again, this is The Teacher by Frida McFadden, and this book is 402 pages. It is a thriller, and it is about a teacher who teaches at high school, and ooh, okay, that's interesting. So it's gonna be about, there was a student-teacher affair that happened at this school. And so it says apparently the student is not to be trusted. So I'm like, that's very interesting. I think this is going to be my first book by Frida McFadden, actually. So I'm interested to see her writing and what it's like, because I've heard good things about this author. So we will see when I actually get into reading this book. Next, we have Where's Molly? And this is a little novella, and this is by H.D. Carlton, and she wrote the Haunting and Haunting Adeline duology, which is a dark romance. So this is about one of the characters in that book. It's kind of like her little backstory. So it's just a little short novella. I think this is actually 243 pages, and that character. So we'll see how that goes, because it is very short. So I cannot wait to read this, because I was very interested in this character and how she became how she was. Next on here, this is a romance. I think I have a lot of romances on my Kindle, and I don't know, I just see them on Kindle Unlimited and I'm just like, download. Like, I stuffed my Kindle crazy. And this is, I guess it could be read as a standalone, but it is actually part of a series. This is Sunny Disposition, a grumpy sunshine romance, and I think it also is a sports romance too, because, well, it looks like it could be a sports romance because the guy has like a little hockey stick. So this is a romance between two characters, Naomi and Finn, and yeah, so he's a hockey player. Okay, so it is going to be a hockey romance, and I think this is going to be my first hockey romance, and I just absolutely love the cover here that I'm putting right here, so just right here. So I absolutely love the cover. Again, I have no idea what a lot of these books I downloaded on my Kindle are honestly about. I know a lot of them are romances, and I went solely based off the cover, so I have to let you know. I'll have to let you know if I'm like loving it or not. So maybe I could do like a reading on my Kindle for like a week type of video. But again, I'm trying to get through my physical TBR because I can physically see it. So it like irritates me. Whereas my Kindle, I'm just like, ooh, add, because I can't physically see all the books piling up on this Kindle. So I'm just like adding everything left and right. So I feel like I don't have a lot on here, but I was looking at it the other day and I'm like, ooh, I should probably start reading some of these books on my Kindle, which actually sparked the idea for this video. The next one I have here, I think this is a fantasy or romancy, because look at this cover here. It's called Feral Kingdom Volume 1. And this is actually short too. It's only 229 pages. And it is a third-person point of view. It is a fantasy world of Asia and Africa, and so there's a battle between the kingdoms, and then there's going to be elements of fantasy, and then it's multicultural with being in Asia and Africa. And the cover just sold me, because I was just like, this is going to be enemies to lovers, and one thing about me is I eat up enemies to lovers, so I'm like dying to see how this plays out, honestly. Here again, I don't know anything about this book at all. That's like the main theme of like my channel, is a lot of times I know nothing about these books at all. So I am going to be reading from my Kindle to tell you guys what this book is about. I think this is a romance. It's called All I've Wanted, All I've Needed, and this apparently is a series too, but I'm guessing it can be read as a standalone, because a lot of romances can be read as standalones, but you can continue to follow like other characters in the series. So that's what I'm assuming that these books on my Kindle that are series. So who knows, I may find some series that I want to continue. The main character is in a relationship and it's not going well, and then she ends up going on a trip to Bali, and then she moves to Seattle, so she's having like a whole new beginning, kind of. So interested. I've heard about this author, A.E. Valdez, and so I saw this was Kindle Unlimited, and I was like downloading it right now because this is one of the books that I've heard about. I've seen the cover and I was like, this might be a really interesting romance. I had read Long Shot by Miss Kindle Ryan. So this is the next book in the series called Block Shot, and this is a basketball romance. This is book number 2. Again, these are standalones, but they technically are a series, so you can read it by itself. Like if you want to read just one, you can just read one. You don't have to. But I loved anything Kindle Ryan writes, to be completely honest, so I want to read this next one here. The first one was very heavy. Honestly, don't think it's gonna be my favorite out of the series, simply because it was insta love and I don't really like insta love. But the first one was called Long Shot. I do have the physical copy of that book. I don't have the physical copy of Block Shot, so I downloaded it on Kindle, and I think all 3 books are on Kindle Unlimited. But this is a basketball romance, but it's also very deep. It's deeper than just basketball, so keep that in mind with her writing. There's always like another message there, and she's really deep into mental health, which is why I love Kindle Ryan and her writing. Is like she's very like, you're gonna work on yourself, you're gonna have some self-love, and then you're gonna like fall in love. And I love that in a romance, because then it just feels more like real because you've done all that work. So I'm so excited to read Block Shot because I'm waiting to get to the last book called Hook Shot. And I know that's going to be my favorite because that character was introduced in book 1, Lotus, and I absolutely love that character. So I'm waiting for her to find her happy ever after. By another author that I love. She wrote the King of Sins series, Anna Wong, and this is the Twisted Love series. I know, I am so late to the game on this one. I have the physical book actually, but I also downloaded it on Kindle again to try and give myself more motivation to read this book. And I think this is perfect timing too, because the 4th book in the Kings of Sin series comes out soon too. So I've been missing like her writing and her characters and the billionaire romance. Like all of her books I think are like billionaire romances. Like they have money. So this Twisted Love is the first book in a series. It's a 4-book series, and I don't know the exact order, but it's just called Twisted. So I'm going to start with Twisted Love. I have Only for the Week. This is by Natasha Bishop, and this is 244 pages. So I think a lot of these books on here are pretty short. Like none of them here on my Kindle are like 500 pages or so, which I don't know, kind of good, kind of not. I do prefer thicker books on my Kindle too, because sometimes they're harder to like flip open and read. So I was hoping to find some of my bigger books that I have on my physical TBR on here. So we'll see. We'll keep looking. I'll have to look at my actual cart, which is downstairs, and download some more. So there might be a part 2 of this video once I've downloaded everything that I need to download. But this is, I don't know, I heard this one was very messy. I don't know exactly what this is about. I think, what it says here is, you are cordially invited to a wedding of Amir Cross and Arnold Hightower, and now a toast from the maid of honor, Janelle Cross. Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Some of you may know me as the sister of the bride. Some of you may know me as the ex-girlfriend of the groom. But I'm willing to bet none of you know me as the woman secretly sleeping with the best man. I am. I know. I'm just as surprised as you. It was only supposed to be for the week, but every kiss, adventure, and stolen moment with Rome Martin feels like it could last forever. Oh well, what happens in Tulum stays in Tulum. The I personally downloaded this because I saw it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I had been on Black Book Talk, and I seen people recommending this a lot, and I did no further research. I just, when I saw it on Kindle Unlimited, I was like, let me download this right now because we're gonna see, we're gonna check it out. Like we're gonna see the vibes. So I don't know if I'm gonna love it because it sounds like they're just hooking up and stuff, and I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna like the characters. I don't know. I'm anxious to see how that one goes because I feel like that's like nothing I've never read before. So I'm so interested to see. Not, and I don't really know anything about this book either. The cover, I kept seeing the cover in Target, and I was like, I wonder what that book is about. So then I went home and I saw it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, download. Download. And apparently it's about a wedding planner. So it's gonna be a Grumpy Sunshine. I don't know if I love Grumpy Sunshine books, but I find myself going with them, I guess, because I know nothing about these books. I'm just downloading them left and right, and I'm just going off vibes and covers. So I guess this is a Grumpy Sunshine. And so the main character, she is a wedding planner, and I guess she worked with this guy, the main male character, before, and I guess something went wrong, so they weren't talking, and so I guess this is gonna be like a second chance to Grumpy Sunshine type of thing. And again, I don't know if I'm gonna love it because I don't really like Grumpy Sunshine. Well, it depends. I think the only Grumpy Sunshine books I have read were by Lucy Score, and I liked them, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if it was just her writing or the fact that the book was also like a slow burn and like 500, 600 pages long. Like, those were thick books, and I felt like there's no need to make those books that long. So we'll see if I do like this book. Obviously I will have to update you guys when I finally do get through my Kindle TBR. But again, I feel like it's not a lot, but it kind of is a lot because I feel like I'm starting to slowly get overwhelmed because I'm currently in the middle of 2 books on my Kindle. One I have here is Lipsticks and Camera Clicks. This is a romance, and I thought the concept of this was cool. So basically the main female character, she applies to go onto this reality dating TV show, and her ex is the cameraman, and she's really only on the show to get money. Like, she's not on the show to find love, or so she thinks. She's not there to find love, but she slowly starts talking to one of the cast members, another cast member, and she's kind of hitting off with him. But her ex is the cameraman, so he's watching all this go down, and it looked cute. And I also read some of the reviews, and the reviews said it was like reading a reality TV. And I've been obsessed with Love is Blind, so I was like, let me get like a reality TV in a book, and I'm gonna be obsessed. It is a series, and this is called Sinful Vow, and this is an arranged marriage mafia type of book, and I think this will be like my first like mafia romance. So I'm very interested to see how it goes. This is by Asia Monique, and I think, again, I was just scrolling on Black Book Talk, and this was one of the books that people were recommending, and I was like, all right, well, download immediately, because I think all the books are pretty short. I think it's 6 books, and the first one at least is 254 pages, and I did start reading a little bit of it, and I haven't finished it just yet, so I just don't think I've been in the mood to read it. But I've recently been reading a lot of romance, so I think that's gonna put me in the mood to actually finally finish it, because I did like what I was reading. I just don't think I was in the mood. This is 3. 3 books, and I was so surprised that I could download all 3 at the same time, and that was actually on Kindle Unlimited. This is the Shades of Magic book by V. Swab. I read Vicious and Vengeful by her, the duology, and I fell in love. I usually hate third-person writing, but I did love the elements of Vicious, so I went to check out her other fantasy books and see if I liked it. I still do have to read a couple more of her books, but I just really like her writing style, and I thought that book was really interesting. So Shades of Magic is about magicians, which is really interesting because I don't think I've read a book about magicians. The main characters are actually going to have to try and save the world, which I find very interesting. I don't know when I'm going to pick this up because this has been something I have been wanting to read forever, but I just haven't been in the mood, I guess, because I'm in my romance era right now. So I've been really wanting to just read romances and finish series that I'm already in the middle of versus starting new series. So that's kind of why I think some of these have been pushed to the back burner. And I still haven't finished the Harry Potter series. I have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I had to think about that because I was like, I know I'm looking at the books because I do have to make a March TBR of my physical books that I have. So I'm looking behind me, looking at them. And Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is on my physical TBR as well as it's on my Kindle. So I feel like I definitely will get to it because I have it on both now. And so this is just this is this? Still on book 5. Okay, I grabbed the wrong one, so I'm gonna have to switch that out when I go downstairs. But yes, we're actually on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is book 5. And so I have watched all the movies, but I have not read the books yet. So now we're set up. We have the 5th and the 6th book on my Kindle. So Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is books 5 and 6. And these are just continuing on with Harry Potter, his adventures, and with Voldemort being back. These are just kind of things he's dealing with and what's going on with that. So we're so excited to finish that. That's going to be a video in itself because I was recording my reactions to reading the books for the first time. So that will definitely be a video too, and I'm excited to continue that series. So those are all the books on my Kindle right now. Obviously I'm going to go finish the 7-year slip. But again, I have no regrets about buying my Kindle. I think it's 100% worth it. I think it is a great way to read. You know, laying in bed is the main place that I read, honestly, at night. So it's nice to just be able to turn off the light and have my little e-reader here and like actually be reading and just have on like an old TV show like My Wife and Kids or Friends, something that I've watched a million times, so I could just mindlessly have like that background noise but really be completely and utterly involved in the story. So yeah, I definitely recommend having a Kindle. There's a lot of good books on here. I feel like there is a lot of diversity on here too, because as you see, the books that I do have on my TBR, a lot of them are by Black authors, and you know, sometimes you don't really see all those books, like especially like Barnes and Nobles, or like you really have to like sit down and like search, because I haven't actually seen these physical books anywhere. So I'm gonna have to try to find like a little indie shop so that I can start having more books by people of color and Black authors, especially as being a Black woman. I just want that representation. I just want to read books like that. So it made me really excited to go on Kindle and see all of those books. I was just downloading them left and right, and now the recommendations they have been giving me, I'm obsessed. I think I'm gonna definitely become more of a Kindle girly going forward. Like, I already take this with me everywhere, but sometimes I don't have a book that I'm reading on here. I'm like actually reading a physical book or listening to audio. But I think I'm definitely going to become more of a Kindle girly now. Seeing all these recs and all these books that they have on Unlimited makes me so excited to just pick this up. I'm just missing my pop socket. I'm just missing my pop socket. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, bye.